They're doing something weird here. Look how this looks crooked, right?
Yeah.
So you straighten it to your eye. See what it's doing?
Yeah. Are the legs equal on the?
So there's like a dot on the top that shows that this part's level.
Yeah, which that should do it.
But it's just doing something weird.
I've always been impressed on how quick you get it set up level.
I know, and now I can't do it.
That looks.
Because on this side, look, on this side we're cutting the backboard off. And on this side, oh, I guess that's much better. I don't. It might be because that might be the issue, is that we had it like too far panned down. I don't know. It just feels weird to me. Or that this thing that's. Well, that looks pretty good. Look, now it's off to my eye. So make sure it works. I had to bring like one of those little magnet levels and put it right there. It might just be that we're not at half court.
It's definitely off.
Whoa. Oh, this is crooked.
Yeah, there you go. I was gonna say mine look pretty good. I think that looks.
That looks good on this side. Yeah, that's the issue. Is that, and I can see even right now my phone is a bit crooked.
Bring it on!
Good enough.
Good.
Yep.
One at a time.
No, I mean they knew. morning, Mark. This is for the third place at the UW Whitewater tournament here in Whitewater, Wisconsin, the LWSA Hawks. You can see Cam just hit a shot right there. Great shooter, great athlete. So WASA Golden Eagles versus the LWSRA Hawks. LWSRA is from northern Illinois, just south of the Chicagoland area. Taylor Post has the ball behind Mack. No pick and roll, but Cat cuts to the middle. Off the backboard and in. Marquette is up 4-2. We have seen this team before. We've seen this team before a couple times. Marquette has beaten them 3 times in a row, but each game, LWSA has made a run that's made fans nervous. There's Dom in the middle off a nice pick and roll from Cam. It's tied 4-4. Marquette's switch defense breaking apart there. They're going to have to jump on Cam. He's too good of a shooter, and that's going to allow people to sneak into the lane if Marquette's not paying attention. Kat Redden has the ball with Lucy as a seal, swings it all the way across to G in the front. Max down in the middle, gets fouled before he can get up a shot. Mack, a fairly good free throw shooter, but that was not considered a shooting foul. So ball is going to be out of bounds. Probably a smart foul there. Mack's a pretty clear shooter. Steal by the Hawks. Here comes Cam. G gets close. Make sure he doesn't foul. Good defense there, but Cam able to get a second shot, does not connect. Marquette narrowly escapes that turnover. G gets in close behind Mack. Ball's too strong. Taylor's got the rebound. Nice and easy. Ball goes in. 6-4 Marquette. So Marquette's offense is doing well, but a few defense. Good shot by number 17. Game's tied 6-6. Strong performance from the Hawks in this early first quarter. 10 seconds left on the shot clock. Miscommunication on defense. Mack apologizes for that one. He should have had the dot. Cam settles behind the three-point line. Shot clock is getting low. Can't quite see it. Ref is blocking it. 3 seconds left. 1 second. Shot clock violation. Great defense by Marquette. Good switching. That's what the coach wants to see. But Jordan wants to talk it over a little bit more. We'll be back in just a moment. All right, Sydney Whaley Smith is in for the Golden Eagles. So on the court, you have Mac, G, Kat, Lucy, and Sydney. Both Mac, G, and also Taylor, who's not in at the moment, are all seniors. Ball's into Kat. G's at the top of the key. Swings the ball all the way over to Mac. Mac likes that shot with the seal from Sydney, and he hits it. He's shooting at least 75% from that spot. Definitely adds to Marquette's game. Sydney out on Cam. They're not going to let him get a shot off if they can avoid it. Zalen's got the ball. Has about an 8-foot shot. Marquette basketball. All right, Mac has taken his one-a-game fall, so hopefully that's it for him today. Usually a good reminder to himself not to lose the balance there if he can avoid it. So he's picked out. Zalen's going to come back in. They have a super temporary 5-on-4. Dom is close and misses the layup. That's unusual for him. Ball too tall for Sydney, out of bounds. Another turnover for Marquette. So early turnovers here. Timeout for Red. We'll be back in just a moment. We are back in action. So we are tied 8-8 here in Whitewater, Wisconsin. Cam has the ball. He has been seeing aggressive defense, but nobody gets in front of him now for the three-point shot. Doesn't make him pay that time, but he can and does hit that shot. G's got the basketball. He's got his line in front of him of white jerseys. Lots of sealing going on. Get G close. Ball left a little bit short. Hawks basketball. Hawks sporting their new red jerseys, so if you don't recognize them, these are new jerseys for them. Ball swings all the way across to Zalen, off the front of her chair, out of bounds, Marquette basketball. Zaylin, normally known for her inside game, so a little unusual to see her out there in that shooting position. Mack from the other side, not as clean that time, unable to connect. Marquette basketball. G is picked out, but it takes two people to do it. That means there's no advantage. G's back in the defense. Zaylin takes a shot again. Off the rim. Sydney's got the rebound. Over to G. Hawks not pressing. Marquette has got phenomenally better in breaking the press, even against the top teams in the country. So not unusual that they're going to see several teams just go back on defense and not see that full court press. Gianni goes to the lane and scores. Marquette's up 10-8 with 2:37 to go in the first quarter. Cam's got the ball on the wing, gets it to 17 in the middle. They hit that shot earlier. Max got the basketball. Max, such an asset on that defensive rebounding and on that 10-foot jump shot. We missed him in Atlanta, but he has been a huge factor in Marquette's success at this tournament. Cat's over to the middle, back over to G. Sydney cuts to the lane. G takes a shot instead. Hawks basketball. Cam sees down low. That's a breakdown on defense. Marquette's going to talk about that. But meanwhile, it's 10-10. Hawks jam up the Eagles on the top. Dangerous thing to try with the height and speed of Marquette. Catherine with the rebound, gets poked away. Hawks basketball. So Kat is picked out, but she's got speed, so that's not going to give them much of an advantage. In order for that backpicking to be effective, you need a fast person doing it because they have the advantage with one of the white jerseys behind them. If they can pin them back and then join the offense quickly, it's a temporary 5-on-4. But if you have a slower pair back there picking out that white jersey, it doesn't work as effectively. Bad pass there, could have got it much higher to the taller Mack underneath the backboard. Both Sydney and Mack are picked out with faster players in front of them, so this could be a 5-on-3 advantage for just a second. Hawks not able to capitalize on that temporary advantage. They've got 10 seconds on the shot clock. Cam launches the three-pointer. Lined up correctly, but not enough muscle behind it. Marquette basketball. All right, you've got G and Kat in the back court, two of our best ball handlers, and you got some height down there together with some shooters with Max, Sydney, and Taylor. Taylor nestled in behind Sydney, but the pass is too strong. Now Taylor is stuck in that pocket he created for himself to be able to shoot, and Dom has him backpicked. So Dom's going to pin him back there. You'll notice they're both off the screen at this point. And at some point, Dom's going to race and try to beat Taylor down court for a 5-on-4. They pass it to him. It's temporarily a 5-on-4 to Zaylin. Down to the baseline and scoring. So that play started 20 seconds ago with Taylor being pinned in the corner. Perfect timing and execution by the Hawks at the end of the quarter. A surprising effort by the Hawks. They're up 12-10 after the first quarter. We are back in action. Recall that the Hawks had the possession after the tip. So even though we controlled the tip in the sense that we hit it first, there was never a possession created. So that was technically Hawks' ball. So that means it's our ball in the first quarter. Taylor settles down, decides to hit Mack in the middle. Mack off the front of the rim, Hawks basketball. Good rebounding by the Hawks. Marquette's got to be careful not to take this game lightly because the Hawks can come back, they can score, and they do there and have built a 4-point lead. Second time number 17 has hit it from the lane. Marquette's got to wake up. Cat swings it over to Taylor. Taylor's got a spot he typically likes. He's going to take that shot and swish. One of the best shooters on Marquette. Good to see him warming up early. So all three seniors on the court together with Cat and Sydney. Nice switch by Sydney there. Probably not going to jump Jalen as a shooter. They are going to jump Cam, though, so the defense has got to switch. You see there's three people over there. Now Sydney's got to get back. Bit out of Zalen's range, not able to connect. G's got the basketball in a 2-point deficit. Let's see if Marquette can tie it. Over to Cat, off the backboard, and good. It's a tie ball game. Marquette showing a bit more energy and a bit more focus. Both Sydney and Taylor, though, are picked out. One of them, however, is a slower player. Taylor smartly helps Sydney back into the game. Defense is able to recover. G's got the basketball. Over to Sydney in the middle. Oh, she gets blocked. Good defense by Cam. Here come the Hawks. Marquette's defense is back. Two tall players over by Cam. That results in a turnover. Great defense by Marquette, being able to shut down the number one threat, Cam, on the Hawks. Mack with the shot from the side. He definitely prefers that left side. Not able to connect there from the right. Marquette defense looking good. Mack should jump out on that shot, put a hand up. 8 seconds left on the shot clock. Sydney gets a hand in front of Cam. That does enough to disrupt the shot. Here comes Marquette. Not sure if the Hawks are showing signs of press or just got stuck back in the backcourt. But either way, temporary advantage. Ball into Sydney, off the backboard and in. Gianni just does an incredible job getting that ball around to his players. Good court awareness. Saw Sydney under the hoop. Great job by Sydney getting open. Marquette has the lead, 16-14. Dom can hit that shot without a hand in his face. He does it this time. Marquette's got to be a little careful. Dom definitely the number 2 shooter here. Don't want him taking those shots either. G thought he saw a passing lane to Taylor. Didn't see the Hawks player there waiting for the ball. So 1 out with Sydney out back. Taylor's a little bit behind. We'll see if there's a transition. Sydney coming back into the defense. GA will get a little bit of tip on that ball. Has to choose between the shooter and the dive. Makes the right choice. Hits the dive. 17 able to hit from the middle, but not on that outside shot. Marquette basketball. Timeout on the court. We'll be back in just a moment. So Gianni getting a breather and getting a little instruction from coaching. Mac tries to do a cross-court pass to Taylor. Too tall for Taylor. Sydney able to get around the back pick. That means there's 4 back for Marquette. Taylor is picked out by Dom. Dom's a little bit faster than Taylor, but Taylor can probably recover if need be. Dom holds him back in the backcourt. Here comes Dom. Defense is going to have to switch over. Sydney able to get the ball over there. Great defense, great recovery by Marquette. 3-second violation. Great defense by Marquette despite the back pick. Great teammates helping out each other. Looks like LWSRA is going to press without G on the court. That works in their favor. Coach has seen enough, and Gianni is going to come back in. All right, so G in for Mac. So on the court, you have Taylor, Mac, Kat, Sydney, and Lucy. Cam's got the ball. He has the baseline, delivers it to Zaylin down low, and she connects. Another miscue on defense by Marquette. Great execution by the Hawks. Taylor's got the basketball with Sydney over there. Gets it over to Kat in the middle. They've got about 10 seconds on the shot clock. No need to rush. G a little bit short, unable to get the offensive rebound. It's tie ball game, 16-16. Lucy is back picked, also one of the faster players on the team that should be able to recover. Here the Hawks come. They've got to take advantage of this in the next 2 seconds, otherwise it'll be 5-5. They do. Gets Dom open for the shot. He hits it, and they are back to a 2-point lead. Marquette yet to wake up in this first half after some strong performances yesterday. Kat in the middle, not able to connect. Everybody's running back. They're going to try to back pick Sydney. They can't do it. So everybody's back in on defense. 17 rolls to the lane, too strong. Kat's got the rebound. Here comes Marquette. Kat with the basketball. She likes that area behind Sydney. Gets it over to G. A little bit of a fadeaway, but G makes up for it with some extra muscle and ties the ball game at 18-18. Foul called with Cam trying to get around those players. You cannot use your chair to create the contact. So if you use that front foot plate as you're going forward and hit an offensive player, you're likely going to get called for that foul. All right, you'll see Cam in the lower right-hand corner. Taylor ready to jump out if he goes that direction. Nice swing over to Dom. Lucy's able to cover it. Sydney gets a hand in front. That's enough to disrupt the shooter. Again, great rotation. Looks like, again, they are going to try to press. It works this time after a pass with the defender on Sydney. Let's see if they capitalize on it. Cam able to sneak underneath, but he's all the way underneath the hoop. That would have been a difficult pass and difficult make. So it's a turnover, and Marquette has the basketball. So the Hawks deciding not to press on the inbound pass, maybe just on the defensive rebounds they're going to press. We'll see what happens. Sydney gets it to the middle. They swing it instead over to Mac. Mac gentle off the backboard, too gentle. Hawks basketball. Taylor and Mac both back picked. Hawks doing an effective job there. Really opens up the court. Cam gets close, but he's got Sydney ahead of him. fades away. That's one way to score over the taller defender is that fadeaway shot. Super challenging shot. Works there. Hawks are up by 2. G's got the basketball. He's got a steal from Lucy. That'll get him a little bit closer. Not close enough. Dom jumps out on Taylor. Not sure where that ball was going, but another turnover Marquette. Marquette does not have their head in this game, and they're going to have some work to do at halftime. Hopefully they can stop the damage here. Foul called on Gianni with his chair. Ref thought it was a bit too much contact. Cam is a great free throw shooter. We'll see what he does here. First one rims out. Second shot rims out as well. Mack has the rebound. Up to Catherine. The press is broken. They get across half court, and they have numbers 3-2 if they want them. Lucy with the great seal. Over to Sydney. Sydney, buckets. That's how you break the press. Unfortunately, that leaves Sydney deep under the hoop with 2 players behind her. Sydney working as hard as she can to get back in the defense. She does. Fantastic hustle by Sydney. Ball's over to Dom. They've got to get a hand in front of him. Got to get a hand up in front of Cam. Mack gets over there. Not in time, but ball rattles out. That ball was 3/4 of the way below the rim before it popped back out. Marquette lucked out there. They have 33 seconds left to go. They have beaten the press. They're across half court. We'll see what they do with this ball. Mack in the middle. Lucy underneath. She's going to have to shoot. Otherwise, that would be a 3-second violation. 14 seconds left. Tie ball game, 20-20. Salen stopped by G. 17's got the ball. 2 seconds left. They're going to have to take a shot. Don't quite get their chair squared up. So Marquette fortunate that they are not down by more. Hawks are not a team that you can sleep on, and Marquette was a little bit sleepy that first half. So hopefully they'll wake up at halftime, and we'll see you soon. Welcome back to this third place game here in Whitewater, Wisconsin. WASA Golden Eagles versus the LWSRA Hawks. Hawks with a strong performance. Caught Marquette off guard. It's tied 20-20. On the court, you've got Mac and Sydney together with Kat, Taylor, and G. Hawks have the basketball. Cam with a three-point shot. And he hits it. That's what Cam does. Cannot leave him all alone in that area. Three-point game is strong, and that hurts in a game that's 20-20. Hawks able to increase their points by more than 10% with just one shot. Ball deep into Sydney. Sydney had a good look at it, not able to connect. Sydney sees Cam at that three-point line, wants to make sure she is out there. Good defense. Shot clock is down to about 11 seconds. Sydney back in on 17. Zalen gets the offensive rebound. That did not hit the rim, though, so they're going to have to get up a shot. They do, and Dom scores. Hawks off to a strong start with a quick 5-point lead. They've got their full court press on. G patiently gets it up to Sydney. That's good news. They've got a bit of numbers. Sydney gets it into Kat. Kat gets to the rim, and Kat scores. That's how you break a press. Textbook example. Don't panic. Get the ball to your strong hands and your ball handlers. Two people picked out here. So it's going to be a 5-on-3 temporarily. They get it to 17. Hawks have really improved that timing. Sydney's defense, though, gets everybody back in line. Mac's got to get a hand out in front of Cam. Fortunately, Hawks do not connect there. Strong rebounding by Marquette in this second half. G's got Mac down low if he wants it. He's got Taylor instead. Taylor settles down. Mac gets the rebound and scores. Great positioning by Mac to get that rebound and get that score. Lead is down to 1. Taylor back across half court, so not too much of an advantage, but small advantage. Ball over to Cam on the wing, back to Zalen in the middle, long shot. G's got the basketball, no press. Marquette able to get the ball over quickly. G likes that shot in the middle with Mac underneath. Ball bounces around a few times, and fortunately off on Mac. It's Hawks basketball. 3 minutes gone in this first half. After a strong start and a 5-point lead, it's now down to 1 for the Hawks. Cam's got the ball. He's going to be greeted on that three-point line. Ball swings over to 17, over to Zalen. Zalen takes a shot, and it is short. So strong defense by Marquette. Oh, G sees a lane. He likes it. Scoop is up and in. Great work by G, one of the rare players that can just hop right up after falling down and still beat the team back down to get back in the defense. Mac able to cut off the baseline for Cam. Ball get tips around. Marquette basketball. So on these last few possessions, Marquette has woken up. They've held their defense and scored 3 straight times down the court. They now have the small lead, 26-25. Taylor's got the basketball. Gets in close. Kind of hard to understand how that ball didn't go in. Nice soft shot, hit the front of the rim, and somehow bounced all the way over. Cam has the ball. G is out there. He's got the baseline, though. Sydney can't get over there in time. Another lead change here, 27-26, Hawks in the lead.
Let's go, Marquette!
Taylor gets behind Sydney. Back to Kat in the middle. She's going to have to take that shot while she's in the lane. Hands all around. Nobody holds Cam, and he gets down. Opens up a three-point lead. Now there's a press and the steal. Dom gets the basketball, leaves it short. Kat's got the ball. Timeout Marquette. All right, back in action. Kat's got the basketball. Ref talked it over. Taylor's in a pocket that he likes. Shot is up off the front of the rim. No good. But that's a strong offensive possession to have your top shooter take that shot. But Taylor's picked out. This is dangerous here. 5-on-4 for the next 2 seconds. Ball is up. Marquette doesn't have to pay for it that time. G and Kat on the strong side here. Mac and Taylor on the far side. Lucy in the middle. Ball back over to Taylor. Deep in the corner. Ball bounces around. It gets knocked out of Taylor's hands. 10 seconds left on the shot clock. Ball's over to Taylor. Back to G, deep in the corner. G's going to take that long-range shot and nails it just inside the three-point line. Great shot by Gianni Quintero. Dom has the basketball, but guarded well. Over to Cam. They're going to have to swing over there and get a taller player. They do with Mac. Great defense. 7 seconds on the shot clock. Ball too far. Great defense by Marquette. Marquette showing a few signs of having some caffeine over the halftime break. They look a little bit more energized. Kat's got the basketball. Looks like she was lining up for a three-pointer. Taylor somehow saves that ball. Ball's over to G. G hit a shot from that exact location just a second ago. He does again. That's new to his repertoire. Haven't seen that often. Great to see him shoot 2 shots and hit them like that in a row. Another lead change. Marquette is up 30-29. Cam's got the ball on the wing. He's got Zaylen as a dive. They've got a lot of attention over there. Max left on an island. Taylor switches over just in time. Max got to jump that shot and get a hand up. Enough of a disruption to disrupt that shot. G's got the ball at the key. It's got Taylor and Mac. Oh, Kat sneaks in somehow. Ball tied up. Marquette basketball. Sydney in for Mac. Ball's into Sydney. Back over to G. G takes about an 8-foot shot. Does not get the shooter's roll. Taylor's back picked by Dom. Dom now releases. As soon as you see Dom in the shot, they're going to have about 1 second with an advantage. They don't get it. Lots of hands around the shooter down there. Foul is called on Sydney. They call that as a non-shooting foul. 17 is a good shooter from that free throw area during game time, so likely a good free throw shooter. So lucky for Marquette, that's not a shooting foul. Cam getting all the attention out there on the three-point line. Nice ball rotation, but they are unable to connect. G's got the basketball. No press by the Hawks. Sydney and Taylor on the lower right-hand side of the screen. Watch this because Taylor can settle in or drop it off to Sydney. They get it to Cat instead. Too much muscle on that shot. Ball's going to go out of bounds. So Marquette got a shot that they liked. Cat, a super strong shooter. Cam with the three-point shot. Did not quite have his chair squared up. Rebound Marquette. Here they come with a 1-point lead and some momentum. G from behind the backboard. I wish you could have seen that angle. It was impossible to hit that shot as a swish, and instead he hits the front of the rim, and it bounces back into the basket. Incredible touch shot. Cam shows he's got a touch shot of his own, gets deep in the lane. 30 seconds left in the first half. We see the press from the Hawks. G able to break the press, but is now caught in the corner. Again, no double dribble in wheelchair basketball. You can stop and pick up your dribble anytime that you want. G has hit that shot earlier in this game, not able to connect here. Hawks down by 1, 10 seconds left. Marquette playing aggressive defense, hoping not to let them get anywhere close to the bucket. No shot. Blocked by Gianni. Some signs of life for Marquette, but unfortunately they've only got a 1-point lead. It is your Golden Eagles 32, Hawks 31, headed into the fourth quarter. We'll be back in just a moment. Okay, about to get back in action in this fourth quarter. Marquette got the last jump ball, so this will be Hawks ball out of bounds. They're down by 1, but super strong performance against this Marquette team. The offense has been there for Marquette, but not necessarily the defense. So they've got to get stronger there. All right, Cam's got the ball. Taylor's going to meet him out at the three-point line. Dom's got it. They clearly set this shot up. Switch on the defense, not paying attention. And number 21 sneaks in and gets the layup. Breakdown in defense there for sure. All right, Cat's got the basketball, swings it over to Taylor in the pocket that he likes. Nice, tall, arching shot. Does not connect. Rebound, Hawks. Marquette down by 1. Nobody pays attention to Cam, the number 1 shooter, and he breaks into the lane. Marquette really sleepy. G stays in bounds, stays on his side of the court. Max got the basketball, gets fouled. They'll take the ball out on the sideline. Taylor's in another pocket that he likes. That sneaks Sydney into the middle. Sydney takes her time and scores. Great offensive possession by Marquette. But they're still down by 1. 8 minutes and 40 seconds left to play in the game. Doing a good shot of keeping Hawks players outside of the range they feel comfortable in. That's a long distance shot, further than 17's used to taking. Rims out. Good defense, Marquette. Here they come. Nice steal by Sydney. Gets Mac close. Ball gets tips. Sydney with the rebound and the buckets. And she's got to hustle hard to get back in on defense. She gets stopped at half court. Fortunately, she gets stopped by the number 5 shooter, so that's going to help her get back into the defense. She does recover. Cam's out on the three-point line. Drops it in a Dom. Another bucket. Another defensive lap. The help did not come in time. And now there's the press by the Hawks. Gianni, the one-man press break, gets it across half court. Although we appreciate that, that's not what you want to see. You want to see passing there, but G didn't have the outlet. He gets close, lots of hands in his face, doesn't matter. G scores, gets his team the 1-point lead. Been about 12 lead changes in this game. Super exciting game, closer than we anticipated. Let's see what happens in these last 7 minutes for Marquette. Ball drops in, but both taller players are there. That causes some extra force on the shot. Sydney's got the seal for G. Could open up a pick and roll. Could open up a nice shot for G there. He takes the shot, too short. He might be able to get that. He's so quick. He does. Sydney's down low all by herself. Nobody sees her. Back over to Taylor. Taylor takes a shot off the rim, but he's got the rebound. Great offensive rebounding. They've got G in the middle. G gets fouled. He's headed to the free throw line with a 1-point lead and 6:23 to play in this game. Shot is straight, not enough arc on it. Bounces out. Ball is up again. Nice smooth shot. Marquette up by 2. Great play there by Cam, faking the three-point shot, taking a couple extra moves and head fakes, getting a closer shot to get an open shot, but he doesn't connect. Fortunate for Marquette. G and Mac working it down here. Mac's down low if G needs it. He decides to take the shot. Great chair work by Mac to get G close. 4-point lead by Marquette.
Hold him out!
Mac is picked out on the left-hand side. Instead, there's a shot by Zalen on the other side. That's good for Marquette defense. They've scored the last few times down the court. We'll see what they do here. Foul called on Zalen. Marquette gets the basketball underneath and a fresh 30-second shot clock. Taylor in. Oh, what happened there? I guess they called that foul on Lucy. So offensive foul called. Not sure what happened there. Marquette basketball. Cam's got the ball, swings it to 17. Back over to Cam. Somebody's got to get a hand up. Sydney does. Instead of the fadeaway, Zalen gets it close. 21, even closer. Off the backboard and in. That's the number 5 option on the court, so not bad defense, but you don't want a number 5 shooter taking it from that close to the hoop. So a little bit of a breakdown. G's got the basketball. Not sure if that was to Cat or Taylor. Too strong for both of them. Mental error for Marquette. Looks like they want to finish this one as a close game. Hawks down by 2. Cam's got the basketball. Nobody's near him. He's going to take that shot. Cannot leave the number 1 shooter open like that. Marquette turns 1 mistake into 2. And it's a tie ball game with 4 minutes left to play. G settles down, takes the shot. Great shooting by Gianni today, keeping his team in this game. They've got a 2-point lead. Nice patience by 17 to avoid getting blocked, but then takes the shot too short. May have been worried about a 3-second call there as long as he was in the lane and shot prematurely. G over to Cat. Cat swings it all the way to Taylor. Let's see if Taylor likes this long distance shot. He does. And he gets the shooter's roll. 2 points for Taylor Posts. Great shooting. 3 minutes to go. Marquette is up by 4, 45-41. Cam's got the basketball. Passes it over. Dom's in the sideline. There he is. Lucy's out to cover him. Ball gets poked away. 10 seconds left in the shot clock. They're going to try to get this ball back over to Cam to take a desperation shot, I think. Good defense by Taylor to not let him square his chair up. Ball's out of bounds. A collective gasp of the audience as with 0 seconds left, Cam was rolling towards the 3-point shot. Full court press. Cat's got the basketball. She's looking for help. Ball bounces off of Taylor. There's still plenty of time in the shot clock there. Not sure why the pass was rushed. Cam gets deep in the corner, but good defense by Cat to pick him up. Ball back over to Cam. He's got an open shot. Marquette very fortunate with the number 1 shooter on the team. being wide open and not able to connect. Marquette has a chance to extend this 4-point lead with 2 minutes left to go in the game. Gets it to Sydney in the middle. Unfortunately, they call that as a 3-second violation. No baskets. Turnover. Crowd not happy with that call. Cam's got the basketball. He's up on the three-point line. Taylor meets him there. Gets over to the side. Gianni's out there. Gianni's got a little bit of height, same speed. Over to Zalen, back over to Dom. Dom gets there, but Sydney blocks it, and Gianni's got the basketball. Great rotation, great defense by Whaley Smith. G's got the basketball and a 4-point lead. Over to Taylor. Taylor with the long distance shot. Splashes in. 6-point lead with 1:16 left today in this third place game. So Marquette showing some energy in this fourth quarter. Coach is now prepping them for a likely foul plan by the Hawks. And this is very good for Marquette to be practicing in this midseason tournament. They struggled earlier in the season when they were forced to the free throw line. So coach is talking to them that once they have the ball, they're likely going to get fouled. Make sure to get the ball to your better foul shooters. Be calm at that free throw line and connect. But first, the Hawks have to score. They're down by 6 with 1:16 left to play. Lots of time here, folks, with that fouling strategy. Not too many fouls by the Hawks this quarter. Remember, they have to have 5 fouls in the quarter in order to get in the bonus. So once Marquette gets the basketball back, we likely will see them with some touch fouls, ball taken out of bounds, another touch foul until they get into that bonus and force them to the free throw line. But before we get to that, it's Hawks basketball. They're down by 6 after an incredibly strong performance this game. So 1:16 left. Hawks are going to look for a quick shot and a quick foul. Get the ball to Cam. Wouldn't be surprised if he takes even a long distance 3-point shot here. Taller Mack in front of him. He's spinning both ways. Ball over. Over to Dom. Number 2 shooter. Open shot. Rims out. Great rebound by Zalen. She was worried that she was going to fall over and decided to get a desperation pass out that didn't work. Marquette basketball, 6-point lead. So you can see the full court press, and they are going to immediately foul. But nobody sees Sydney. All right, so not sure what happened there, but they were trying to. All right, so we think we know what happened here, which is they were guarding everybody to try to get a quick foul, and they did not notice Sydney Whaley Smith all the way down. Heads up play by Sydney. She was all the way down on the other side of the court, could have dribbled the ball around, wasted the time, and even got a bucket. And so quick timeout by the Hawks coach before the ball went in. So heads up play by the coach to notice that, and now they've got more players back by Sydney. All right, ball into Taylor, one of the top free throw shooters on the team. Foul by Zalen after several reaches trying to knock the ball away. Zalen, just a fantastic athlete. I wish you will all in your lifetime strap yourself into a chair and have the privilege of trying to get back up to just see how incredible it is what Zalen just did. Also a phenomenal sled hockey player. Oh, jump ball called instead of the foul call. Coach showing how Mac should just hold that ball straight up in the air where nobody else on the court can reach it. Fortunately, that goes to Marquette. Taylor's got the basketball. Intentional foul by the Hawks. Ball into Mack. He's going to hold it high. Foul called. That's going to send Mack to the free throw line, a strong free throw shooter. 42 seconds left. His team has a 6-point lead. Nice deep breath. He's got 2 shots coming. So every strategy in standing or wheelchair basketball has an antidote. The response to this fouling strategy is pretty simple. Hit your free throws. Mack hits the first one, gives his team a 7-point lead. Ball bounces around. Zalen's got the rebound. They've gotten 40 seconds. They're going to try to rush and get a quick shot. All eyes on Cam with that 3-point shooting ability. Got to keep your eye on Dom as well. Nice block by Sydney. They call that a foul shot on the 3-point shot. We'll have to look at the camera review to see if that was a clean block or not, but nevertheless, they call it a foul. 3 shots for Cam, not what we want to see. First shot by Cam, and it goes in. Cam is an excellent free throw shooter. Second shot is up, and it is in and out. Third shot for Cam. He gets 3 shots because it's 3 free throws. Rims out. Timeout. Marquette. Coach wants to be intentional about who gets the ball. Mack is a strong option with his free throw shooting ability and his height to get him the ball. 6-point lead. 24 seconds left to go here in Whitewater, Wisconsin. Crowds starting to gather around us for the championship game. This one has special importance as the number 1 and number 2 teams in the country are playing for the championship here at UW Whitewater's tournament. Whitewater, of course, the epicenter of wheelchair basketball, having several Paralympic alumni, having Paralympic coaches here coaching the collegiate teams and the camps. So it attracts lots of talent here, including the teams you see on this court, together with Kansas City and RHI. So you can find that game likely on Kansas City's YouTube channel. So a little bit of deception there by the Eagles, where Sydney was held by the timeout back by the court, and she was on the sideline. Hawks thought she might have still been in the huddle, so that allowed some time to get off the clock, about 3 seconds, and send Sydney to the line. Sydney off the front of the rim. She's been practicing these free throws. I think she would have liked to have that bucket and the and one. She'll have to get that shot up earlier. Another shot up and scores. So both free throw shooters 1 for 2. That has worked out since the Hawks free throw shooters were 1 for 3. So Marquette with a 7-point lead with 21 seconds left. Great for them to be practicing this strategy. So, folks, look for that Kansas City Kings wheelchair basketball live stream feed or also the RHI Racers also may be streaming. We're certainly going to hang out and watch that game live. Everybody is excited for that. Could have been either of these teams in that game as well, had things gone a little bit differently. Marquette had a strong performance against RHI, had it down to 2 in the fourth quarter. Hawks basketball, 21.8 seconds left. Ball is in, back to Cam, no surprise there. They keep him far out. Cam launches a desperation shot, out of bounds, and Max going to go back in for his height and free throw shooting ability. Marquette may have found the antidote to that fouling strategy by having two tall players that can both shoot free throws, but looks like Hawks are going to let the clock expire here after trying that strategy for over a minute. Clock's going to wind down, and your Marquette Golden Eagles are victorious, 52-42. G with the last-second three-point shot. Some Hawks fans might take exception to that. I don't think G expected it to go in, but he's such a strong shooter, it goes in. So 52-42, your Marquette Golden Eagles win by 10, and they are third place here at the UW Whitewater Tournament. We will see you all next week at the Big Cheese in Milwaukee. For those of you locally, we'll see you in person. For those that are looking at this cast from out of state, we'll see you then. Thanks for joining us.